Hello, guys. Hope you're doing well. This is TJ, and you're listening to Beyond the Ring podcast. And welcome to my Monday Night Raw review. And this week's Raw, you could think like I'm so happy discussing about it. I'm not very happy or something for by watching this episode, but still, it isn't a bad. It isn't bad as people are saying or something. It was certainly. A pretty decent show. I could say that there was some bad stuff as well, and that's not getting away because it's always there. At least it's watchable. Actually, this show wasn't that bad or something. It was bad because of the endings actually, and that's the problem they have been doing for many months. At least we've been seeing some good wrestling. That's way better than getting nothing actually, and we've been seeing worst things as well before. So I don't think so. It was a worst episode of Raw or something, but it really wasn't that good like last week, 2 weeks before as well, or 1 week before, because it had a build. It had meaningful matches, the Money in the Bank qualifiers. So that was not the case here, and I expected that because it would be getting into a media core status and that was the thing here as well. A pretty decent but yet watchable show, I could say that. And get into the show, and the starts off with Miss and Morrison, and the starting of the show was good. Miss and Morrison always entertain us whatever they does, and even though Miss is injured, legit injured, but he's entertaining fans. He's doing his job very well, and I would comment for him, comment that he's doing that very great. And even John Morrison, Johnny Drip Drip is doing great as well in his character as well. So we get started with Miz and Morrison in the ring with the ladder, and Miz says. This is the special Money in the Bank qualifier segment, Money in the Bank qualified superstar segment, where he's got the four guys from the Raw that in the Money in the Bank match. He's an expert, of course, a two-time Money in the Bank winner, and successfully cashed in. And he is going to be a kind of a experience that could be given to John Morrison in cashing for in in winning that briefcase, as well as the cashing in at the right moment. And Morrison says yes, he will rain pain on those fools, and uses a few other metaphors of water bubble or something. And even though it's a cringe, but they whatever they does. It's funny actually. They actually does say it in a fun way, so funny way. So it's enjoyable actually. It's listenable actually. That's I'm saying. And Drew McIntyre comes out and he says that. I actually lost all the things that mainly because Miz cashed in successfully on him after winning Elimination Chamber and after Lashley attacked on him, and he has not and will not stop fighting until he wins the contract and cashes in on any champ, on any brand. And he says, speaking of Texas, let's talk about the Alamo. So quite a few weeks now, Drew McIntyre has been telling many story, and he's a distant relative of Davy Crockett, he says, and he and Davy are both known for their fearlessness and created legendary stories, he says, such as Drew winning the contract. And they are still actually kind of pushing him as underdog guy who is trying to kind of get that championship. I mean, I don't see him kind of a very underdog guy, but still he's a very good baby face, one of the very best baby face that's carrying Monday Night Raw. And if he gets drafted to SmackDown, who would be? That's a doubt. Keith Lee is the one who I could say, and I could think about. And that's a different discussion actually. And he says he wants to make sure that Johnny is extra moist that night, because if Miz wheels himself off there will be a story of legend who told how Drew sends Morrison's head all the way up Miss ass actually. And Ricochet comes up, and it didn't interrupted. It really interrupted, but it wasn't like a bad segment. It was a smooth segment, and it escalated very well. I could say that one of the better segments of Raw recently. I could say that in recent weeks. And Ricochet comes out, and probably he had the countless water jokes, but Miz calls him irresponsible and reckless. And we see Ricochet flying off the ropes, kind of last week what he did, crossbody Morrison into the crowd. And I for one feels like a very overrated thing that they're doing. Not the WWERAW, they always do that, but not but by the wrestling fans actually. And he really did a very great job. I mean, that's a never before seen maneuver. I could say that never before seen done, but it's a very overrated that people are getting like. Uh, for one instance that there, and Ricochet is a very really good superstar, and he's getting that push and is really getting that time to work in the ring, and that's good about that WWE. I mean, Raw roster. I mean, Raw guys are doing that, and Ricochet was lucky the match ended in a double count out. That stunt could have cost both of their careers. Miss says, and Ricochet says he's shook from last week, and he knows Morrison is too, and that was just a taste of what Rick is willing to do winning the a briefcase. Even if he's got to use Miss Virgil as a battering ram, he will. And Morrison wonders if he can back those powerful words against Morrison tonight, because they are having yet another singles match. Because last week it was a count out, so we expected it could be a I mean, fair winner we will getting, but that was not the case. And Riddle says Riddle comes out. His food is wrapped up because of the injury that he had last week. Triple threat match: AJ Styles versus AJ Styles and Drew McIntyre hitting them. Hitting we have been shown that, and he actually hits his leg while he was going to attack AJ Styles on the street steps. AJ Styles moved, and he actually. Injures his leg, and that was there. And Riddle says this is what everyone is supposed to do, and he sits on the top of the ladder actually, and that was the funniest moment actually. And Riddle is a perfect man. I mean, he's doing this kid's character, and it's a very I mean very naive character very well, man. He just don't know what's happening, and he really did pull off very well. And Drew McIntyre, you could see his reaction. He was on the brink of laughing actually. He was literally not showing his teeth, and he was laughing actually. But Riddle's all those promo and all those facial expression that he was doing. And Riddle says his foot is healed up, but he let his pro last week, and he will dedicate his win hit at Money in the Bank to Randy Orton. He actually pointed it upwards, kind of he's dead or something, man. And that was very funny, and he would make him proud. Drew McIntyre also laughed at this moment as well, but he didn't laugh at kind of a very in a loud manner or something. He was literally laughing in the mic, and he will take Orton out for some Ritos, he says, and Miss yells for him to shut up and asks why Orton hasn't kicked Riddle in the skull yet. And Riddle says because they are the best buds, and Miss says he can't wait to watch Jinder beat Drew McIntyre so bad tonight, because they are having a singles match, and I'm excited to. I'm very high on this rivalry, and I'm very excited to see this match. I was very excited to see this match because finally playing out. I thought about this would be a one-off match, but that wasn't the case. And AJ Styles interrupts, and Riddle is a fan of his entrance, and he was glooming into that, dancing into that. And AJ says. Miz doesn't speak for everyone. AJ was robbed, he says, and Orton dropped out, therefore it shouldn't have been a triple threat. It should have been Drew versus AJ, but no, had to have a triple threat match with Riddle. That AJ was not pinned in. So if anyone deserves to be in the Money in the Bank, it was Riddle that got pinned. So this is all Riddle's fault. And Riddle calls AJ and actually makes AJ Styles. In a foot down actually, because he literally mocks him like Riddle is called AJ cute and Riddle like a bunny, and Ricochet is like he's acting like a bunny, and he offers to high five to Omos, but Omos shoves Riddle off the ladder. Things heat up a little, and Riddle lands on his back foot, and he's wrenching by his pain. And Drew McIntyre is looking on, all are looking on. I hope they're going to have a brawl, and almost tosses the ladder out of the ring as Riddle struggles to stand up. And AJ Styles comes up and decides to be quite a great bad guy now, and get a running kick to Riddle's ankle, and that fueled his heel character very well. That sympathized Matt Riddle very well, and I mean that's two strongest babyface character that I now see is Matt Riddle and Drew McIntyre. And Drew McIntyre could be a very good babyface as well if Drew McIntyre goes to SmackDown. Just had a thought about that. So Ricochet goes to check on Riddle, and Morrison attacks him from behind. Then axe handle, Drew just watches on because she's able to send Morrison out for ring with the toss. Almost enters the ring, but Drew clothesline him, right him back outside. Ricochet drop kicks Morrison, then tries to steal dripstick from Miz. That was the opening segment. We hear Ricochet versus Morrison, and that was the first match. And Ricochet, Morrison, they really had a good match. John Morrison with his innovative maneuvers, always, while Ricochet with quick moves and maneuvers, and always that he do best. And Morrison and Ricochet, they are quite. I mean, for some weeks they had matches, so they are very blended well. So they put on always put on very good. So we expected here a victory for someone like. Ricochet or John Morrison, but we didn't because we actually saw some pin attempts by Morrison actually at the moment where Ricochet actually whips Morrison into the corner, hits a clothesline, and body slams him, and had a elbow drop, and he covers for that, and Ricochet then goes to a right hand to the face, a cravat from behind. Good work, good neck work by Morrison as well, which we don't see often, like Morrison working out onto the limb part or something, because he's always maneuvering around the ring. He's always doing something interesting, and that was there as well. And Morrison had some forearms and some storms in the corner. Morrison grabs the legs and guillotines Ricochet across the bottom rope, and a neck breaker from Morrison, but Ricochet kicks out, goes to the pin. Ricochet kicks out, and they head to the outside where Miz actually was near Ricochet, and he Rick rolls over the back of Miz onto Morrison, but Morrison actually power bombs on him onto the barricade. And this time the story didn't play out well, as he was trying to have some suplex or something, but he will take the power bomb instead onto the barricade. We getting back to the match, we saw some like a waist lock, running kicks, whipping to the ropes, right hand to the face, elbows to the face, and such chemistry that was there in this match. And I like this match. And in the end, we saw Ricochet hits a running cross body over the top rope to the mat on the outside, but ref hits. Ref hits 5 as Morrison was trying to get into the ring, but he didn't. He wasn't able to get in the ring, and Morrison actually took the victory. And this 2 weeks in a row, where Ricochet actually is actually taking the loss, not by a pinfall, but by I mean by count out actually. I mean, this really is harming Ricochet, I guess so. But at this point, the fans are like they are just saying like a filler rivalry actually, like just to build a Ricochet and just to have some fun moments, just to build his character, and that's good actually. And Ricochet is doing good in that kind of thing. And the the quality of the match was good here, but the ending again wasn't good here. But next week we have got confirmation where they are going to have a false count anyway match between Morrison and John Morrison, Johnny Drip Drip, and Johnny Drip Drip and Ricochet. So this was the match, fun match, a fun, good match, I could say that. And we get to see Jinder Mahal entering into the arena. He comes like kind of an Undertaker persona, kind of, yeah, in the style of Undertaker, where he was sitting in a Harley and his two buddies, big and tall, Shanky and Veer, comes up and comes an interviewer. And Jinder says he and Drew were close friends, and Drew was with Jinder. So when he picked up his motorcycle a little while ago, he texted Drew to get riding for old time's sake. But the story was here that was, please note, and Drew 3 days. Drew actually didn't took 3 days to respond, saying sorry, bro. Too busy. I didn't have a decency to write T002. He did the number 2. So that was where the story actually fell apart. And does he think he's better than Jinder? He asks. He knows Drew has qualified, but a superstar of his stature should have already been included. So he had his frustration and own kind of his anger for not getting Money in the Bank chance and a qualifying match, which is why he demanded this match, because he's always been better than Drew, and he proves it tonight, he says. And we get to another segment where Nia tells Shayna she shouldn't have been to team up with a Piper and Alexa is behind them, and Reggie actually points it out, and Nia Jackson, Shayna basically looks upon. There's no one, and they actually just try to forget him. And we come back to Asuka and Naomi complimenting Nikki with his superhero Nikki ass, almost a superhero style promo she cut. She believes all can do whatever they think and whatever they want to do if they have confidence to what they want to do. So if they should trust their abilities and such good. I mean, good. So normal stuff by Nikki Cross. I mean, this was also okay stuff. Nothing wrong or something. And we get to the match. A six-woman tag team match was coming up, and the promo actually heated up where Naomi and Asuka there at the Money in the Bank set up Money in the Bank match, and they stare at one another until Alexa Bliss comes up to them and says something about Money in the Bank. That that she told something like she's gonna do her job or something, that kind of thing that she actually said. Wasn't that clear. As we get to the second match, which was Alexa Bliss, Nikki Ash. It's not Nikki Cross, then Nikki, almost a superhero, Naomi and Asuka versus Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, Eva Marie, and Piper Niven or Drew Drop. And Naomi and Piper, this match, I mean, they starts off, and this was, uh, average match. I would say that wasn't that interesting. One of the average match that this show had that didn't put on the interest. And Alexa Bliss getting into the six man women's tag situation, I didn't like it because she's very different from his character. I knew that she is getting the experience. They are in the Money in the Bank setup. That's why they are Money in the Bank matches. So that's why they are doing this thing. Next week probably we could be seeing the men's situation as well. So I know that, but Alexa Bliss, her character is very different. She should be alone. She should be different, and she should be not do multiple tags or multiple tag matches or something. Um this had a reason, I know, but I'm not into that much. I'm not into that interest that much. There was an interesting situation where Alexa Bliss actually kind of controls Reginald and Reggie, and Shayna Baszler comes from the back and she pulls Alexa Bliss over to the barricade and throws out to the barricade, and that distracts Reggie, and he's normal now. So that was there. And Eva Marie, always she does is just escape. She gets a tag and she just do one move or something, and she just tags almost quickly just to escape from the opponent. So that's what she is doing. I mean, she so Alexa Bliss was the only interesting thing that this match had, and the Eva Marie stuff, and always she does at last do drop. I mean, Piper Niven had a. I mean, she would be better off if she actually splits up with Eva Marie actually, and Nikki Cross uh, gets a cradle pin, and but Nia is legal, and Nia lifts Nikki, and Nikki lands on her feet and bounces off the rope, and Nia catches a Samoan drop, and Nia Jax, Eva Marie, Piper Niven, or do drop, and Shayna Baszler pick up the victory, and Eva Marie just did very bad. I mean, she is. She's very hateful right now, and she grabs the mic and she says herself as the winner. The winner is Eva Marie, and Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax is what? I mean, she didn't really do anything, and she's claiming herself as the one who actually took up the victory. I mean that was lame, and I could see Shayna Baszler versus Eva Marie, or Shayna Baszler. I mean, Ajax versus Eva Marie. That would be good to see Eva Marie getting crushed, and I know what they are doing. I mean, they are building her up as a clown, as a joke, and she ain't doing anything. I believe she's in looked as a serious competitor as well. I mean. I don't want her to be into the championship matches as well. Don't know why, man. This kind of models and all, they comes up and they wanted to. I mean, they wanted to be in the top echelon. I mean, I don't see that. I mean, don't want to be Eva Marie getting the chance and all. I'm not saying I wasn't interested when she was debuting. That was and that's my opinion. You could have other opinion. So MVP and Lashley and celebrating the ex in the locker room, and uh, Kevin comes up and interview comes up and this MVP off, and he says that next time you come, get an appointment. And he says he came to talk to Kofi last week, and Kofi assaulted him and disrespected Lashley. And Lashley grabs the mic, says he visited Drew and Woods in NSL matches, so he took a vacation here. Kofi called him soft last week, but there's not soft bone in his body. He says he was going to hurt Kofi and Woods. They are the hurt business, they say it, and that's what they do. We get a third match, Mustafa Ali versus Mansoor. Didn't it was last time the Mustafa Ali name was Ali? I mean, I don't know it was Mustafa Ali or not, because WWE changes names a lot. I mean, his name, Mustafa Ali's names have changed 2 to 3 times when I took a report actually. So nonetheless, I expected that. Actually, this match come up because of the Money in the Bank battle royal that they had last week, where Mansoor actually picked him over the top, and he actually showed that. He says that Mustafa Ali asked Mansoor asked why did you do this, and Mustafa Ali had explanation that you should not trust anyone, and that's what I was telling, that I was showing. So kind of acting like a mentor or something for him, and I think so Mansoor could turn heel on Mustafa Ali, and because of joking on him, and we could see, and Mansoor had this time as well. Mustafa Ali got the victory, where they had a pretty okay match, I would say. Not a very good or a good match, but it was fun to watch, and. And there was also a character work where he screams he will teach Ali a lesson. He catches a right and spins Ali and him with a hard clothesline, then a chop. Hit to the corner, Ali bounces out, inverted atomic drop into spine buster and covers, but he didn't get the pin. And he's being whipped by Mansoor. Ali kicks the arm, but Mansoor gets an enziguri. Ali is tied up in the ropes. Mansoor is there to help him. So releasing the boot of Ali from the ropes. Kind of he was tangled around the ropes. Mansoor enters the ring as Ali actually was favoring the leg, and he checks on Ali. Mansoor actually had his soft spot and checks on Ali, and Ali rolls him up and smacks him and play a smart role, and he gets a victory. And Mansoor didn't like it this time as well, so maybe we could be getting Mansoor turning heel. Not a big news or something, but still we could see that. Then we get promo by Drew McIntyre prior to his match against Jinder Mahal, and this again was another story that I didn't catch upon. So something kind of a old story, old century story that they had, fighting all of the odds kind of story, and they actually. I mean, they took the victory and all. Just he had last week or something, the Scottish story, something. That story was that kind of story was that, and we get to the match. That's the main point here. There was Drew McIntyre versus Jinder Mahal, I mean, surprising throwaway match by WWE, because I didn't expect that this match was gonna be happening, but they did. I mean, well, it was kind of surprising, because. It's kind of a, if you think about, not at the level, but Steve Austin versus Brock Lesnar, you are selling, you are just I'm not comparing, but just throwing off like a match. But this match, if built correctly, could be a major pay-per-view match as well. If you could do this match, such a long story they had in 3MB, and they could do a very good story from for a WWE Championship, or just a rivalry as well. Think about that, man. I mean, that and the booking point was very bad here. They did just throw away this match that was there, just having a little point. He didn't write the T-O-O-O. I mean, that was the story here. So just to have that here, I'm the best kind of thing, and taking his frustration on Drew McIntyre. That was the mission for Jinder Mahal. And Jinder Mahal is two lackeys, Veer and Shanky, and these two guys. And as Bollywood boys, the Singh brothers are gone, so they are the now. I mean, they look good. I mean, they look. Big, and they imposing, and was good to see. I mean, having two guys with Jinder Mahal, obviously, and his character has not been changed. It's the same character, and that I appreciate that. I mean, Jinder Mahal was very good, and I appreciate the WWE Championship run he had got. Literally, I'm from India. I'm not saying that because of that, but I literally appreciate that. And that was a time. That was a time where we didn't expect they had a many underrated match as well with Randy Orton. That's another point. Just got into that. But talking about this match because of with a very technical kind of matchup, like reversing and targeting on the arms and maneuvering, grappling and all. We got some. Shoulder tackles, elbow from Jinder, another as well, sending Drew into the corner, kick to Drew, another right to the back of the head, whip to Drew into the corner. So right and left and slap to the face, disrespecting him, and Drew locks the head and then looks for a suplex, but Jinder reverse kick to the Drew. Another kick belly to Jinder. Jinder rolls outside, kind of regroups himself, and Drew follows Jinder with the suplex. And Jinder was a suplex Drew onto the table, and that was a big spot here. They had a big spot here, and that was great. And very nasty spot as well that hit this as the edge of the spinal cord to the that edge of the announcer's table actually. We get back. Drew chops Jinder in the middle of the ring, whip to the ropes, and I had I had fun watching this match. I loved this match, but the ending actually I didn't like. At the end actually, we had elbow to the back of the head by Drew, right hand to Drew, whip to the corner, Jinder with a crossface from above, headbutt from Drew, and he attempts a class attempt, but he reversed McIntyre reverses and gets a belly to belly, another one out neck breaker. Drew kicks, double hooks, Jinder escapes, looks for his finisher, but Drew back elbows and hits a future shock DDT. And Drew looks to end the match with a claymore, but Jinder was interfered by Beer and comes from the back Shanky, and Shanky attacks from the back Drew McIntyre and causes a DQ. That was the only thing that they had. I mean, they are still. I know that they are not giving the result because they are planning to have this rivalry going forward. That's why they did. I'm glad that WWE is doing something good. I mean, Drew McIntyre versus Jinder Mahal, and that's very good, man. I want to see this match at Money in the Bank, and maybe at a SummerSlam as well. If maybe if you could weasel Sheamus into this picture as well, could be a great story, man. Think about that. Drew McIntyre had a story with Sheamus. Sheamus had a story with this. Jinder Mahal had a story with Drew McIntyre. So Sheamus had a story with Sheamus, the good friend with Drew McIntyre. So kind of a mix up of story they can do as well, and maybe have a singles match as well at SummerSlam. That would be good as well. So this could maybe Drew McIntyre. Getting back into the mid title, not a mid. That would be kind of not a good word to say, but a good way to have Jinder have this moment as well, because ever since he debuted, he didn't have any good thing going on. So I'm glad they actually did return him, and they have inserted him to a storyline with Drew McIntyre. Actually, that was good, and fans hate Jinder Mahal, but I don't know why they hate, because he does the job perfectly. I mean, to the perfection, just like Baron Corbin. I mean. I actually see Baron Corbin and Jinder Mahal at the same hate level, I could say, and maybe Baron Corbin could have done more memory things than Jinder Mahal just winning the WWE champion. When winning the WWE championship, that was a thing that Jinder Mahal did. But still, I mean. He's doing very good, man. I am liking this thing, and he kicks the super kick, and they are all three sent Drew into the corner, shoulder first, Jinder with the Kalas, and Jinder runs up the ramp. So this is the kickstart for the rivalry of Jinder Mahal with Drew McIntyre, and we get to the New Day. Because before that, he also did something that Jinder says is up to his. He has Drew's sword and tells Drew he's taking it, and tells Drew that he is taking it away. So maybe kind of for a sword match or something we could see. And after that, we saw New Days backstage, and they asked how they will adjust their game plan. While that now this is the match of this is the tag team match now. They marks MVP for magically healing. Like last week, he was saying that he's still injured, and Lashley came back from his break early. So what he said it was a good fight, a promo by babyface and Kingston and Xavier Woods. And Xavier Woods, yes, he has got such benefit after being continuing with Kofi Kingston because of his WWE Championship, which are some great matches, some working out with Matt Riddle and all, and that's great, man. He's getting that opportunity to work in the ring with great showing as well. So what brings up MVP saying he wouldn't show up this week, but here he is. Kofi is a truth nugget. When he was champ, he proved that anything is possible, and he will prove it again in the Money in the Bank. He's been putting in the work while Lashley has been resting. He says, after Money in the Bank, Bob and MVP can do whatever they want because Lashley's championship services will be no longer be required. So this was a line where I actually said like, is Kofi turning heel? This could be kind of if I want to repeat itself, I would repeat that MVP can do whatever they want because Lashley's championship services will no longer be required. So that says that Lashley's services to the Hurt business will not require as Kofi Kingston would be winning the championship and he would be maybe teaming up with MVP if you could think so. That's a Easter egg, I think so that they actually hinted there, and I may be down with Kofi Kingston turning heel as well. I mean down the line, if they tell a good story, I mean I'm down with that. And we haven't seen Kofi Kingston's rivalry for quite a long time, and Xavier Woods could have Biggie as well in his corner because Biggie is possibly getting drafted to Raw as the rumors are coming up. And next we saw fifth match, which was Mace and T-Bar versus Lucha House Party filler match. Mace and T-Bar, Lindsay Dorado picks up the victory with a Hurricane Rana to T-Bar. I don't care this match. And we get to the sixth match, which was AJ Styles. Who cares? AJ Styles is Matt Riddle. I mean, not this match, the Mace match, Mace T-Bar match. Who cares that match? AJ Styles was a Matt Riddle. This was another expected match that I was thinking like could be a very good match. This was confirmed wasn't confirmed like last week. This was confirmed between the show and because of Matt Riddle, AJ Styles kicking Matt Riddle's leg. So kind of a retribution that Riddle want to get on AJ Styles for kicking his injured leg. So AJ and AJ actually comes out first, and Matt Riddle comes out then, and he actually worked out his leg very well. I mean, ankle can say or the leg fingers and all. He did perfectly well, and AJ Styles did a very good job in focusing on his leg. The story was all of that because kicking his leg, dropping his leg on the knee, and sitting on the leg, pulling it back, and locking his head from behind. AJ Riddle actually locks the head from behind. AJ whips Riddle. Riddle holds the ropes, whip, and Riddle falls to its leg, and not being able to run. Actually, Riddle locks the waist of AJ and sends him to the outside. AJ runs into the bridge ring, but Riddle stops him with a kick to the chest. He was selling, but he was trying to have a babyface comeback as well, where he actually hit a high knee to the chin of AJ as well, and AJ laughs. AJ actually laughs off hard when he actually was standing in a one knee, and he hits right hand, left, right, another right, beating AJ into the corner, gut wrench, tossing AJ to the center of the ring. AJ got a arm drag from Riddle, hard kick to the chest with a bad foot. AJ distracts the ref and almost sweeps Riddle, and that told a very good story there because he's getting very strong, and Babyface not able to come back, but he was literally trying to come back, and we come back, and AJ tries for a calf crusher, but Riddle actually reverses, hits a knee to the face. Good reversal by Riddle. Certainly, Riddle runs to AJ and had a shoulder tackle, but cover one two. Riddle uses ropes to stop AJ from flying with a phenomenal forearm. Riddle locks the head and his alternate DDT. Riddle to the top rope, he struggles with it, but was able to go to a moonsault position, lands on his feet as AJ rolls away. AJ runs, fireman's carry by Riddle, but he wasn't able to pick him because a lot of weight. Riddle drops too much weight on the foot. AJ with a fireman's drops Riddle down hard and covers for 1-2. No, AJ wants Styles Clash. Viking Raiders are in the crowd and distract Omos, and this is enough to let Riddle get the victory on a roll up. So the match itself was a great match. One the best match of this. Of this week's Raw, and Riddle, Xavier Woods. Kofi Kingston. I mean, these are the 3-4 guys, AJ Styles, who are being actually doing very good. in their week to week basis, and AJ Styles when in singles thing they are very great, and we actually so I like this match. So we get to the Charlotte's medical update. So this was actually announced last week. So Charlotte comes up and she's on the crutches. She cuts Heelish promo. She says Rhea replaced Lenny pretty well. She knows if she injures Charlotte, can't face it, then she knows what she won't be exposed. So Rhea's music hits, and very good character work here. The promo was just okay. I mean. The story was that they know very well each other. They know the game that Charlotte plays, and Charlotte already have the game's number, and that she actually knows well to play the game. She has been playing this game, so Rhea actually mocks Charlotte and comes out playing out in the crutches and a long ass entrance, and she actually tells that to remove her shoe, and she hobbles up the steps slowly. Rhea pulls out acting and tells Charlotte she can play the game just like Charlotte does. They drop the crutch, Charlotte removes her shoe, they grab the crutch back, and they hit it out each other, but they the crutches, and Rhea actually lost the crutch first, and Charlotte actually tries, and Charlotte's out of hands and swings hard as Charlotte rolls to the outside. So she claims she was close, and this was the segment. It was short, it was sweet. The character work was, both of them were good. I hope so they end this thing, and maybe I don't want Rhea Ripley to lose his championship. Certainly, I want Rhea Ripley to turn face. I'm not buying the heel character of Rhea Ripley. I was saying for months right now, ever since she turned heel. So before the next match, R2 decides to chase the Goons for his 24/7 title because before the match began, all four guys were there as Elias and Cedric Alexander versus Riker and R-Truth. Out of nowhere matches. I mean, just to have Riker Elias storyline going on. I mean, just there, Truth actually was going to his own business, chasing down the 24/7 title, while Elias actually was afraid to face Riker, and he actually goes away, and that was a count out, and Artruth and Jackson Riker wins. I mean, I don't know why what they are doing. The stab match could have ended this storyline. I mean, if you do stipulation matches, that should be the end of the match, because stipulation matches are like that, because when you will do a false count anywhere match, if he tries to run around you, and he don't, I mean, he's not trying to get into the ring, that's why, or he's trying to get a count out victory or something. And when do you think you do a kind of a submission style match or something, or we could say any type of stipulation like chairs match or something, when they are included in the storyline. So I mean, they already did this trap match just out of hatred, and now this is continuing. I mean, I'm not into it. And MVP and Bobby Lashley versus Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods was the main event, and till now the show was pretty decent. I would say the first hour was good, and the second hour's half an hour was okay, I would say. And only the bad thing was the women's match, tag team match, and that was it. The Rhea Ripley Charlotte thing was also short, so that was good. And this match itself was a pretty decent match, worked very well. MVP's in-ring debut, can say that after a long time, and I did like this main event. I mean, a good a decent TV main event, you could say that. Right out of the bat, Woods and MVP starts off, and MVP had a very good work in this match as well. He actually had a submission attempts and all, and worked really well. I mean, I could not be running down move on move, because it's a long match actually, and the ending of the match we saw Woods actually is there to stop the pin, and Lashley grabs him, sends him to the outside hard, and he gets attacked to MVP. Trouble in Paradise to Lashley, and MVP hits a right. Woods flies off the steps with a clothesline to Lashley outside. MVP hooks ahead looking for a playmaker, but Kofi escapes Trouble in Paradise and gets the victory. So faces get the victory again. 3 weeks in a row, faces are getting the victory. I could not, I couldn't, I could expect 100% what they were going to do. They're just giving the babyface victory because Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods are going to be decimated, demolished, and destroyed in Money in the Bank. And that's a hard thing. thinking that I'm going with, because babyface getting 3 weeks victory, 3 weeks upper hand, and then he should look strong. So maybe we could get next week he's getting back strong or something, just to create a confusion. But I'm sure that it's going to be a squash match, I think so. This time Bobby Lashley versus Kofi Kingston. I don't want that, but still maybe saying. So that was the show. What are your thoughts on this week's Raw? People are telling us it's a worst show or something is a bad show. It wasn't that a bad, but main event was a decent. The whole show was a decent match. AJ Styles was mad Riddle, even though ending wasn't that I actually looked upon, but it was a good. Good match. I would say that a good TV match. So this was my review of this was my raw review. I hope you liked it, and please make sure to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel for more wrestling content like this. And next tomorrow is NXT's Great American Bash, and after that we have AEW's Road Rager. Excited for those two shows now. And those are the shows we actually get a good wrestling and good product to enjoy. So Raw was decent this week, so maybe we could get a good show next week as well. We have got something confirmed as well. AJ Styles is gonna face, I think, someone. I don't know why. I don't know who he's gonna face. Let me look who is gonna face. So AJ Styles is going to face Ivar of Viking Raiders, whereas Omos is going to face Eric. AJ Styles getting another singles match. They know that this guy's money actually. This guy is a very very great singles wrestler, and he's in the fit for a tag team or something. I am liking this new pair up. It's going good. It's something different that AJ Styles haven't done, but still, not a very great or something run for AJ Styles. Going good. Yeah. Hopefully, maybe we could see the breakup or something. There no angle that's being played out, but still. And we have Ricochet versus John Morrison as well next week. A false count anywhere match. Hope so. This ends the rivalry here, and we are also have an announcement which we don't get as fans are returning on 12th of June. As fans are returning at 19th of June. Yeah, 19th of July, as Raw Tag Team titles. AJ Styles and Omos are defending his Raw Tag Team titles in front of fans against Viking Raiders. So finally, this match is happening, and I missed a match next week Raw, that United States title after a very long time. Sheamus' absence. He's coming back, and he's getting defended his championship against Humberto Carrillo. So title defense as well next week. So looks good. Ricochet versus John Morrison could be a good match. Sheamus versus Humberto Carrillo could be a good match, even though the if you see the cards and all that, not pretty much interesting, but the matches, wrestling itself would be good. So that's the matches for next week, and after that week, fans when fans come back, I'm very excited. So please do all the stuff, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one, guys. Until then, be safe, stay energetic, peace.